and watching them go, damn. No, I think that's the best way we done did so far, fool. I don't care what y'all say, man. I think that's the best way we done did so far. All right, man. We in this thing. Let's go. IOD squad. Get this thing popping this morning. If you're sitting in on YouTube, we're going to go ahead and pop the link in there for you. Put it to the top. We're about to get into these interviews. Oh, Lord, man, he might be started already. But we got to pay our bills first. Y'all be complaining about Manny. We don't want to hear Manny talk. You know what we do? We don't want to. Nobody want to hear Manny talk. Is he gone yet? Is he gone yet? Tell the boy, what my man's name is? Tell him get Manny out of here. Manny a politician. He ain't talking about nothing anyway. Ain't that how y'all sound? That ain't how y'all sound. Shout out to Synergy Speech, man. Tampa Dessert War Champ. Get some Rocky playing in this one. Get some Rocky playing in this mug. Oh, we got a depth shot out already? I don't know why. We'll look at that later. Depth shot be lying like a mother. Let me send that to X. X, go play with the depth shot. Let's see. Let's get this thing cracked. What's going on, man? Y'all, let me know in the comment section where y'all from. Put your city in the comment section for us. Let us know where y'all from. See how I'm reaching this thing. And if you can, put some IOD squad emojis in the comment section. Let's see who got the IOD squad. Let's see who got the power to put some IOD squad in the emojis in the combine in the comment section. In the combine. Ooh, look at this thing taking a minute to open.
Roles. So, you know, I mean, this year defensively, obviously, it's not been to our standard, not been the standard of in the time that I've been here at this school.
We just keep Manny on out of here, didn't we? Good Lord, what just happened? Manny was just talking and we just got him out of here. Yeah, I think we should go ahead and get back in there, huh? Try this again. Manny was talking about his goals and defense and up the standards and
recording in progress. There's some guys that are going to play football for the last time on Saturday. How much does that add to the challenge when guys are going to be facing, you know, this is the last chapter, the last act for some of those guys? Can that make this game even tougher?
Of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's always that sense of urgency, you know, with all players. You know, I mean, look, college football players work extraordinarily hard throughout the off season, and you get, you know, we don't get.
Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear that.
We get a finite number of games, and So if I'm a wideout, getting another touchdown catch, if I'm a D lineman, logging another sack. I mean, this is kind of, sort of the last chance that, as you mentioned, these guys get again until the fall. So I think you always see that sense of urgency that can pop up in a game like that.
You got a question for Manny, man? Let me know if you got a question for him.
What it meant to our seniors, their last home game. This will be their senior night. Obviously, by the rare or the unique scheduling quirk, we've been up there now 3 years in a row to end the season.
You got a question? Let me know if you got a question for me.
Same time of year, I would say. Look, when one thing we've learned in the time at Miami is you always expect everybody's best shot. I mean, when Miami rolls into town, it's always a big deal when people play Miami, and we suspect this will be no different.
Finally, do you even amongst your staff, right? You probably don't bring up the players too often.
Okay.
When you have staff meetings, when you're in there with the offensive coaches or whatever, Tyler's doing things that have never been done here. And, this place was called Quarterback U once upon a time, and he's doing things that nobody's ever done. Do you guys ever talk about, places in history and stuff like that, or is it something for after the season?
Probably after, Tim, but also I think you have to respect different eras, more snaps in the game, certainly often, the game tilted towards offensive football, the tempo, those type things. I think it's phenomenal that we have an offensive system now here at the University of Miami that, can create the type of numbers, not just for quarterback, but you look at, the guys like Rambo, who's got a chance to break records, Harley's got a chance to break, career records here at the University of Miami. And that's, you want to be able to recruit to that. And you want to be able to, going forward, to set a lot of offensive records with what we're doing. So, but yes, it has been impressive what Tyler's done, and he deserves a lot of credit. But as I mentioned too, is that I think everybody's playing very well around our quarterback, and we have a much more well-balanced offense than we had for sure at the beginning of the season, and absolutely more so than a year ago.
Thanks, man. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thanks, Tim.
Next, we'll go to Matt Shodell. Matt.
Hey, Manny. Wanted to ask a question that I guess you don't get asked much about. The punter. So, Lou Headley was at senior day, and I know he's only a redshirt junior. Like, is he definitely leaving? And then, if he is, what would you envision the plan is next year? Because I guess the backup, you guys list Gaston.
Insane. Are you serious?
Is it Nelson Foley for sure? Do you bring in a guy? Like, what's sort of the plan there if you were looking ahead?
Yeah, Nelson was brought in to be the next guy in line. Louis decided to go through senior day. There was still a little bit of I would say the door is not completely shut. And I don't want to speak for him on him returning a year from now. I do also have to brag on Matthias. Matthias Gaff is a phenomenal punter. He really is a talented young man who we've been fortunate to have in the program the last couple of years.
How do I word this?
But yeah, I mean, I think Nelson, when we recruited Nelson originally,
the first time head coach and defensive coordinator. Talk to us about what you've learned, what
my conversation with him last week was.
Would you do it again? Put that in a question form for me.
And I know he loves it.
Randy Ross
enjoys being here, so we'll find out kind of how that plays out over the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Next, we'll go to Manny Navarro. Manny, go ahead.
Put that in question.
Hey, Manny. I'm curious how Tyler Van Dyke is feeling. We know he took that hit or slip or whatever in that wet mess.
Wow.
Just his left knee. How he's doing?
Yeah, it was good. The trainers, were pleased with how he looked yesterday, and his strength and range of motion, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Your normal post game soreness, which
put that in question form for me. And the first time head coach and doing the defensive coordinator duties, what have you learned?
Next, we'll go to Tom D'Angelo. Tom, go ahead.
Thanks, Carter. Hey, Manny. Happy Thanksgiving to you also. Many guys talked about the importance of going to a bowl, what it means, and all that. Especially with a team where you got two or three classes here, young guys, a lot of young players.
See if they call on me now.
Is that even more beneficial to get that practice and to get that extra game in because of kind of the age of your team?
Certainly. There's no question. It keeps football on our minds, keeps us developing, allows us to continue to develop our guys. And also prepares them for that environment, for the bowl environment, so that when when this team comes back a year from now and again, this time next year, whether it's playing in Charlotte, playing in whatever bowl game it is, we got to get used to winning bowl games. You know what I mean? So that's a great challenge for our guys because it's obviously, again, something that's been proven to be difficult to do. So yeah, I think December will be a very valuable month for all of our players.
That was going to be my follow-up. Is the recent history of bowls hasn't been very good here, and despite what how many players play and all these schools that use excuses that kid didn't play, how big is it? Even if it's a mid-tier bowl, how important is it to you?
It is important, Tom, because they count them on your record. You know what I mean? But you use the word excuses. I mean, those are the realities. I grew up probably like you did. I mean, I love bowl games, and it was special to see your team play in a bowl, or even back when the traditional Big 8 teams would come down here and play in the Orange Bowl, and but the times they are changing, and you're not always getting the team in the regular season that plays in that bowl game. So we're a ways away from those discussions here in our bowl game in our building, but that's a real life thing, and it's a shame, but that's just that toothpaste is out of the tube and it's not getting put back in. So it is difficult when everybody does want to win those bowls and you're measured by it, and but it's not quite a fair representation of what your team is on that day. Usually the same thing's true on both sides, but it's just a little bit of a unique situation of where we're at in this day and age until our playoff expands.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll go to David Lang. David, go ahead.
Manny, over the last couple of weeks, you've been very specific about focusing on going 1-0, the task at hand, and putting any sort of outside discussions sort of out of your mind. But I'm curious, on Saturday, it was a pretty dramatic scene on the field, in the rain, with the seniors, having that moment. And I'm curious if, given everything that's sort of swirling around the program with Blake leaving and potential of who knows what the future is going to hold, if part of you sort of took in that moment to appreciate that moment because you don't know what's ahead.
It's funny. I didn't. That's actually fascinating you asked that. I even took note of that. I was so fired up for the guys. I think that was the moment. It was their moment, and I was so fired up to see their faces in that moment and how happy they were. And again, a lot of these guys, I've been with these guys for a long time, even back when I was a coordinator. So you just can only, remember this moment, how we ended our home schedule a year ago. You can only walk off that field one last time, and I think the celebration, I think it's important to note also, it wasn't, it's not about where we are. It's not about, the celebration it's not about our record. It's not about clinching bowl eligibility. It was about what these guys accomplished. They accomplished a real thing last week because, and again, this is not a staff thing. Players, those older guys, I mean, it was hard at the beginning of last week coming off of that Florida State loss. Hard, and it could have gone any direction.
Cave, I think we know the answer to that, Cave.
Do a hard thing and say, you know what, we're still going to play with great energy on Saturday. We're going to play hard for each other. Guys are not going to start to check out. Guys are not going to start to think individual, selfish, NFL. And I'm talking about our older guys. That's not always been the case here. For those guys to play, that was the thing we're celebrating. It was celebrating the team and what the team accomplished just in a 1 week thing. And I was proud of them for that. And it's okay to celebrate those type of accomplishing hard things, despite the fact of what it means to beat Virginia Tech, to get the 6th win. That's not really what it's about. It was about just the community of people inside that locker room and what they were able to come together and do, despite some difficult mental obstacles.
How do you do it? I'm curious, just like from a personal standpoint, how do you do it when there's so much outside noise, there's so much speculation, there is concrete change in Blake leaving, and there's someone new is going to come in, and we all know how that tends to go in college athletics. How do you lock in? How do you not let that enter your mind?
Well, I think the key is, let's say this, it's not let it into your mind. The question is, do you allow it to stay there and take up, residency? I mean, look, the way our mind works, thoughts are always going to come into our minds. We have the choice whether allow them to become permanent residents or not. And I think one thing that I've been fortunate on is the ability to stay present. This job allows you, if you do it the right way, to stay present, because there's always something to do. And that, I think you mentioned it in the first way you asked the question, but there's always a mission, there's always something that needs to be accomplished right now. And that doesn't end Saturday when the clock is 000. It immediately goes to recruiting, immediately goes to, loan roster. There's just always something in the present moment that demands your attention. And if your attention is, and we tell the players this all the time, we can't demand it from the players if we don't live it as coaches. And I think that's why, what I am proud of this season is that we have been the same team every week. When I mean by that, we play with great effort, we play with great energy, we play together, we play hard, we've been resilient. And I think that's a credit to our staff. When I say staff, I'm talking about coaches, strength coaches, trainers, everybody, for being the same people when they come in this building every week. Because all it takes is somebody to panic and somebody to start to live in fear, and the players sense it, and you got a problem. So I'm indebted to the people that I get to work with, and again, a set of players that they live what we talk about in terms of be in the present moment, play the next play, and move on.
Next, we'll go to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Manny, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I listened this morning to WQAM, and you talking some stuff about recruiting and that next week getting out on the road during getting the contract period, I guess. Do the kids that are already committed to you, and just recruits in general, with all the uncertainty that's been swirling around the program and the Blake James situation, do they ask you about that? And I'm not sure in what way they can do that, but do they ask you about it or express their concern about that stuff?
Joshua, I think
Sure, of course. Recruits understand it, but what we talk to recruits about, look around college football right now. And the volatility, not just with jobs open, but jobs are going to change to fill the jobs that are open. It's a very, very volatile time. There's a lot of things happening. It's one of the kind of, really silly things about our schedule is that we stick a signing day, in 2 weeks right after, jobs open, close, and the whole type of deal. So it puts recruiting in a terrible bind. But at the same time, we've had great responses. And we've had players who committed to other schools. I'm talking like top schools who have called us and say, Coach, we're not so sure. We kind of want to come back and see Miami again this summer. We had phenomenal recruits at the game on Saturday. Big time guys, commits, guys not committed who we think are on the cusp of committing. So, I think they look at us the same way that our players look at us. They want to make sure that we're the same people every week. They want to understand. They see the team. They see a team that's improving. They see the way we played in the second half of the season compared to the way we played in the first half of the season. But more than anything, they see themselves on the field. When they see Avante Williams out there, or when they see, Rashard Smith, making big time plays, and young guys, and Tyler, and the whole deal, they see themselves, because, okay, I see young guys out there doing it and making plays, and they start to see they start to see how the change is coming in Miami, and what these last 2 recruiting classes have done to us. So, I think that's how you manage it.
Thanks.
Got time for 2 more. We'll go to Brian London. Brian, go ahead.
you might not give me dog.
Hey, Manny, we hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. You talked about the defense earlier when someone asked you about, I think it was Kobe asked you about, managing being head coach and defensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah,
As you look at the defense and maybe it not playing up to the expectations you had, what's the big picture fix on that? Is that an influx of talent, the recruiting, or the portal? Is it team? Is it coaching? What are your plans as far as big picture goes to get that where you want it to be?
Yeah, it's an entire 360-degree analysis that you do at the end of the year. The thing that stands out this year has been inconsistency. We've had, I don't know if we've ever had numbers and better numbers in the amount of 3-and-outs that we've had. So that means that when we're dominant, like you look at the fourth quarter the other night against Virginia Tech, and I think we held them to 19 yards in 3 drives. It's been the lapses of concentration, the lapses in whatever it's been. Now, part of that's been because the lineup has been a little unsettled during the course of the year, especially in the secondary. Those are real life things that we've had to manage. It's been a little bit different than what it's been here in the time that I've been here. I will also say that the numbers, look, this is the best by far. This is the best the league has been in terms of offenses. The best the league has been in terms of quarterback play. So that's a part of it as well, So we're not happy with where we are. I think when you have both roles in terms of the head coach and defensive coordinator, you're still concerned with the number one stat, which is wins. We're not happy with the number of wins, and our defensive performance early in the season helped contribute to some of that. So, but I think every coach, no matter what you're doing, you're always trying to say, are we trying to find a way to improve? Are we trying to find a way to get better? And some of that has come through lineup changes. Some of that has come through, guys understanding what we're doing a little bit better. But we're constantly been faced with adversity. Now it's James going out, and Marvin come back, and Avante, all of a sudden, playing a tremendous role. And you saw it with corners. We lost. Tyree going plays 12, 14 plays the other night. It's just been one of those. It's been one of those years. So what has not wavered has been our effort. The guys are running the football. We have tackled better in the second half of the season than we did in the first half of the season. So I think there are some things that are when you look at the whole picture it's not the way we wanted it. But I think there are some things that we can lay down from this year that will help us going forward.
Thank you, sir.
And actually one more. And again, remember we're playing, and this is not. This is again a thing across college football. So we're gonna play more snaps, in the way you practice when you go up tempo and that type of thing, and that's fine too. You know what I mean? So all those things, so many different little things, factor into to defense performance. But that's the way we want our program to be. We want to be a program that attacks. We want to be a program that scores points on offense. And you look at just what is going on now in college football. It's a scoring game. We know that being more consistent on defense and allowing less explosive plays can allow us to keep the score down, which we've
say we're going to need more snaps.
Been the biggest issue this year. So our players see it, our coaches see it, and it's something that we're always trying to get better at.
And we'll wrap up with Daryl Street. Daryl, go ahead.
Coach, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I got a question. In the last 15 years, the Miami Hurricanes have been first in recruiting in the Coastal. In the last 5 years, they've put more players in the NFL than any team in the ACC. If you had to take a guess, could you tell us why that hasn't led to more success?
So, say that again.
Okay, so the last 15 years, the Miami Hurricanes have been number one in the Coastal in recruiting. Mm-hmm. In the last 5 years, they've put more players in the NFL than any team in the ACC. If you had to take a guess, because I know you haven't been there over 15 years. If you had to take a guess, could you tell us why they haven't led to more success?
I don't know more players than any ACC team in the NFL. I mean, but
the last 5 years. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer to that question that you're looking for is. It's like most things. I'm sure it's an answer. People can find whatever the answer they want to find. I'm sure there's a bunch of things involved in it. I think everybody knows recruiting rankings are tell part of a story. I don't know. Look, here's what I know. What I know is we're ending our third season being a head coach. I'm really excited about the first two recruiting classes we brought in this program. I'm really excited. I can't speak a lot about 15 years and all those other things that you discussed and that you said. I think if we keep doing what we've done the last couple of years and we keep bringing in the talent we brought in the last couple of years and we keep playing, I think things are gonna get really, really good around here. So I can't carry around the burden of 15 years and 5 years and things like that. We got here, the program was where it was with the personnel that we had in it, and we try to get our people better every year. And that's us as coaches. That's us doing a better job every year. But it's not complicated. You want your program to be better, you bring in better people. And I think we're bringing in better people. I just do. So.
All right, thanks.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everybody. If we don't see you before Thursday, have a happy Thanksgiving with your family and friends. And we'll see you Saturday.
Thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving.
I got a question for y'all.
Recording stopped.
How was that question? Was it that difficult? Like I gotta. What just happened? Let me know in the comment section. What just happened? What just happened? Because it's facts. I've been saying it. I'm sure y'all went and checked. I'm sure all y'all have went and checked behind me. So it's facts. I just wanted him to explain that because we talk about recruiting and how we have to recruit better players and be blah blah blah. Why? I didn't expect him to stumble like that. That kind of caught me off guard. Yeah, I'm kind of throwback from that because I didn't think that was going to do that to him. You know what I'm saying? But it is mind-boggling. It is. It's mind-boggling, and I've been saying it. They block Boozy. They're gonna block Streeter. They're gonna block me from asking questions. I mean, listen, I've been asking questions for 3-4 years now, bro. And I ask happy questions. I get some of the kids comfortable. I make people laugh. I want to know. I want to know if he had an answer because he's in the inside. But I know for a fact the kids that they're bringing in, and I know for a fact that we kill in recruiting in the Coastal every year. I told him to take a guess. I mean, he could have said anything. I mean, he could have. What could he have said though? He could have said. What could he have said? He could have just said, "Hey, I gotta check those facts." I don't know. They might not even publish that. Sometimes they don't publish all the questions. They may not publish that. And listen, bro, y'all are sitting here with me every day. I'm not in here trying to ask the hard questions. That's not why I'm in here, man. I'm in here to have fun with the kids, to make things. When I see the kids stumbling, I ask them something, help them out of it. But dog, I want to know the answer to that. And we've been talking about that for the longest now. I really want to know the answer to that. I really want to know the answer to that. Y'all make sure they don't take that. Listen, man, if they take my media credential, y'all better raise hell. Because y'all see them people in there doing stupid stuff all the time. I don't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't a violent question. He got stuck on that one. And I think, and you know what that felt like? I believe. That's all, folks. That's what it felt like. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure he doesn't have the answer, and I told him for all 15 years. But if you had to take a guess, you're leading these kids. How can we have a season like Pitt, take the Coastal from day one and win it? We got Philip O'Brien that holding up the ACC, the Coastal Championship, and we didn't even recruit him. We said he wasn't good enough. All those South Florida kids on Pittsburgh team we said wasn't good enough. All of them. Man, don't get me started, man. Don't get me started in here, man. Don't get me started. So it's not his fault 15 years. But he at least give me an answer for the last 3 years. We win the Coastal every year in recruiting. That means we have class on top of class on top of class of kicking ass in the Coastal and recruiting, and we can't win it. And that's just because I say the Coastal. I used to say the ACC, but it gets confusing to people. Just like the question about putting kids in the NFL. Because the first thing comes to mind is Clemson, and then it confuses people. If Clemson is there, how the hell we put more kids in the NFL? Clemson is there. How we out recruiting the Coastal? And then the question gets lost. So I started taking it to ACC. So I started taking it to the Coastal. Clemson ain't in the Coastal with us. We're killing the Coastal in recruiting. We're killing it in recruiting for 15 years straight. Man, don't get me. I'm just saying, bro. It just bothers me because everything starts talking, we taking too much South Florida kids, the fans start saying all this stupid stuff. Man, I know these kids they're taking. You know who they taking? Elijah Moore. You saw him doing the Dolphins ass in this weekend? That's who coming out of South Florida. And we not taking them. We didn't want Elijah Moore. It's not the South Florida kids, dog. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. They're gonna block me from asking questions. Shout out to the people that gave the donations, man. My birthday was yesterday, big dog. Shout out to people who cashed out your boy, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Oh Lord, Barry Jackson. Barry Jackson just retweeted what I said. Oh my God. Hey, listen, did y'all check my stats? My stats better be right. Yeah. Who went behind me to check that shit I've been saying? Oh Lord. So he got oh man. Barry Jackson just retweeted. Barry Jackson just retweeted it. Barry Jackson retweeted. I'm finished. Let's bring X. Let's see if we can bring X on here. Let's get X in here. See if we can get X in here because X was listening. X was listening. I don't know, man. I didn't think that was going to do that to him. Though. I know I don't come in here trying to ask him the tough questions. I don't come in here asking him that. I just want to know why, bro. I need answers. You feel me? I just want to know why. It doesn't make sense. Shout out to Highly Favored, man, for the $4.99. Appreciate you, big dog. Oh, Barry Jackson done retweeted what your boy said, man. That's been a blow up. Y'all know Barry the tweet beast. See if we can get X in here. Barry Jackson been killing Manny though, dog. I don't know what Barry Jackson been done. He been killing him. He definitely been killing him. Street of block. Listen, dog. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Give me a thumbs up. If they block me from anything, y'all better raise hell. You know what I'm saying? Because we're a media company just like anybody else, bro. Like we put out content, we do a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like we do a lot for the University of Miami, to be honest with you. We will never get credit for it, but we do. We put out content like everybody. We put out better content than a lot of these people when it comes to the Canes. We're more consistent. You know what I'm saying? If they block me, if they kick me out of something, y'all better raise hell, dog. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna point y'all right in the right direction because we don't deserve that. Which I don't think they'll do. I mean, people have asked tough questions before, but I'm different. Yeah, I better raise hell. That question wasn't that tough. It wasn't that bad. Let me see if we get X in here. X, what just happened, though? X. X
Yo.
came in here. X ain't got you can hear me, dog? We let X get it. You let X get his stuff together. X, you can hear me? Yo, X. Xavier.
I can hear you a little bit.
You can hear me a little bit? You got to turn something up on your end. Tell me, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, dude. Let me know when you can hear me. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit.
A little bit? Why you can only hear me a little bit?
It's low.
It's low? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me fine, right? You got to turn your speakerphone on or something, maybe? It's low. Let me see. That's better? That's better? Figure it out, dog. Get your headphones. Give me a thumbs up when you can hear me in there. Barry Jackson was fast, boy. Hey, listen, have y'all ever went back and checked those stats that I be saying? Let me know who in here went back and checked those stats. Oh, y'all can hear me? I don't know why X can't hear me. X gonna get out and come back in. Listen, them stats better be right or they gonna no, them stats came from the real stat people, dog. Them stats came from the real stat people. We got a team, dog. We got a team. We got people working, dog. I just didn't expect that to. I didn't expect that to stump him like that. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that to stump him like that. I wonder if we could go watch that again. Let me see if I can go back. Let's see. Oh, I can. I can't go back. Okay, I can go back. Let's see. Let's watch that again, dog. I'm double dipping, man. I don't know what might come out of this. Let's check. Let's watch this again. See if we can hit. See if we watch this. Let's watch this again.
2 weeks right after, I will also say that the numbers look. This is the best. Everybody knows recruiting rankings are. Say that again.
Okay, so the last 15.
And actually one more. And again, remember we're playing.
Here we go.
And this is not. This is again a thing across college football. So we're gonna play more snaps. In the way you practice when you go up tempo and that type of thing. And that's fine too. You know what I mean? So all those things, so many different little things, factor into to defense performance. But that's the way we want our program.
Can y'all hear this? Give me thumbs up if y'all can hear this.
We want to be a program that attacks. We want to be a program that scores points on offense. And you look at just what is going on now in college football. It's a scoring game. We know that being more consistent on defense and allowing less explosive plays can allow us to keep the score down, which we've done.
Say we're going to need more snaps.
Issue this year. So our players see it, our coaches see it, and it's something that we're always trying to get better at.
And we'll wrap up with Daryl Streeter.
Daryl Streeter. Coach, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I got a question. In the last 15 years, the Miami Hurricanes have been first in recruiting in the Coastal. In the last 5 years, they've put more players in the NFL than any team in the ACC. if you had to take a guess, could you tell us why that hasn't led to more success?
So, say that, I'm sorry. Say
This
that
is
again.
painful. Okay, so
painful
the
for me to watch.
last 15 years, the Miami Hurricanes have been number 1 in the coastal in recruiting. In the last 5 years, they've put more players in the NFL than
No, I'm
any
just
team
letting
in the
y'all
ACC.
watch it. The people who haven't
If you had to
seen
take a
it,
guess, because I know you haven't been there for 15 years. If you had to take a guess, could you tell
You
us
got
why they
60
haven't
more
led
people
to
in
more
here now.
success?
I don't know more players than any ACC team in the NFL. I mean, but
The last 5
numbers
years,
only-
yes,
Yeah, I don't know what the answer to that question that you're looking for is. It's like most things, I'm sure it's an answer. It's people can find whatever the answer they want to find. I'm sure there's a bunch of things involved in it. I think everybody knows recruiting rankings are tell part of a story. I don't know. Look, here's what I know. What I know is we're ending our 3rd season being a head coach. I'm really excited about the first 2 recruiting classes we brought in this program. I'm really excited. I can't speak a lot about 15 years and all those other things that you discussed and that you said. I think if we keep doing what we've done the last couple of years and we keep bringing in the talent we brought in the last couple of years and we keep playing, I think things are gonna get really, really good around here. So I can't carry around the burden of 15 years and 5 years and things like that. We got here, the program was where it was with the personnel that we had in it. And we try to get our people better every year, and that's us as coaches, that's us doing a better job every year. But it's not complicated. You want your program to be better, you bring in better people. And I think we're bringing in better people. I just do. So.
Real Kane, I was not admiring my work. No, I was trying to let people see it who didn't see it, and I didn't know if I can go back on the live. If they take our credentials, man, y'all better raise hell. I'm talking about emails, because we don't deserve that though. We do a good job. You know what I'm saying? I doubt if they do that though. I mean, as a media, that's a question. I'm about to be on First Take. Why you say I'm about to be on First Take, bro? You think that's gonna go viral? My face wasn't up there. Julian, our numbers say, Julian, when I get on my stat guy, he gonna get pissed off. Our numbers say we have 28 players, they got 27. Ooh, my stat guy gonna get pissed at you, Julian. You talking about, yeah, that's going viral. My face, listen, when I'm on video with y'all, I can't be on video with them. So all they see is something that say football field. But listen, check this out. Julian, even if we're tied with Clemson, 27-27, we 1-1, right? Even if we're tied with Clemson, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. X, what's up?
I'm good. You can hear me?
I can hear you, but you can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Dogs. Julian said we gonna talk about what Julian said. Our stat guy said we got more players in the NFL. What just happened, X? You saw him get stuck? That told me, dog.
Did you see his face?
Listen, man, I'm not in here to do that, dog. If Manny that ain't what I'm in here to do. That throwed me that he couldn't answer that, but at the same time, I guess it is a hard question to answer from his standpoint, because he would have to say it ain't the kid.
Well, okay, I understand him saying he not responsible for 15 years, but you should have said, well, what about the 6 years that you should have said the last 5 years or 6 years, y'all put more players than Clemson. Why hasn't that been successful in the win category? Like, maybe you would have he should have responded to that part. He didn't want to respond to the 15-year part, I guess.
I don't know if not. You know what, X? Because there's no answer.
The only answer is we have sucked at coaching. That's the only answer. That because he talks about recruiting all the time. We need to recruit better players. We need to recruit better players, right? Okay, well, here's the facts. So. And then he can't say, because, from 2018, we had a top 10 recruit class. 19, I think we had like a top 20. We pretty much been top 15 since he's been here, recruiting class. That's in the ACC.
Right. Barry Jackson retweeted us real fast, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all go blow that tweet up, man. Y'all shout out to Footballville. Go tweet up. But listen, dog. As a head coach, right, he comes in here every day. I just thought that he would have a politician answer for it. Like, I just thought that he would be able, I just thought he would be able to dance out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Even the question, who that was who asked him about, I think it was Susan who asked him about the recruits. Even that, he kind of danced around that. He basically was like, kids are still calling in to come visit. We had a lot of top recruits in the stadium Saturday.
Uh-huh.
But he not really saying he's going hard after recruits. He's not really saying it. He just basically saying, they still calling in to come in.
Well, Martin Dude keeps saying this. We haven't had Martin Dude been saying this for a while. Shout out to Martin, man. Martin in Africa somewhere. So I shout out to Martin for watching us. We have not had a quarterback of the caliber of Jake Garcia or TVD. Martin keeps saying that because we haven't had a top quarterback, right? We had Brad
Kaya. I don't know why people act like he didn't come to University of Miami, but okay.
What'd you say, X?
We had Brad Kaya. I don't know why people act like he didn't come to University of Miami, but okay.
What'd you say, X? You don't know why people acting like he ain't come to the
Yeah, like, okay. Yeah, it's the same situation with saying that we was to get a running back that's like we got Jalen Lightning now, and then people automatically forget we had Duke Johnson. We had great players in down years. It's simple. Like, we got good players. It ain't the players.
No, it's not the players. Mark, see, I don't think Mark is a very intelligent guy. I respect. He's been watching me for a while. But I don't think he's taking into account how many teams have won national championship with sorry quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a list of them. My stat guy gave me a list of them one time. The quarterbacks that Alabama has won national championships with. Some of them you don't even know.
Look at Georgia. Look how good Georgia is, and their quarterback is trash. They number one team in the nation. It ain't about, man, you got a good coach who could coach, man.
Somebody said the last great quarterback we had was Kyle Wright. And Chris Brown been drinking the Hennessy early this morning, Monday morning. Chris Brown probably got this much Hennessy left in the bottle. Just like they act like Rambo, the best wide receiver we had.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, people forget we had great players in down years, man. But it's just coaching. Like, you get bad coaching, you get bad results. It's simple as that.
Got you. I got you.
I ain't even gonna get into that. I seen people talk about Brad Kyle was trash. I'm not gonna get into it.
No, Brad Kyle is a pro quarterback. He went to the NFL.
Man, people act like this man ain't break the passing record in 3 years. They forget
Martin Dude said Brad Kaya was not NFL caliber. Kaya was not Testaverde. So, Martin, I wish you could come on here. Could you call in on here? Because I would love to hear. I would love to hear your tape. I would love to hear like what you're trying to say, because you're trying to say we got to have Joe Montana at quarterback and UM to win. That's not true. That's not true. Like we don't have to have Testaverde in here to win. I don't know. X over there tweeting his texting his girlfriend or something, smiling and shit.
Nah, that's somebody.
Nah, man.
Somebody just tweeted talking about man X. I be tell Streeter that was a good question to ask Manny.
Oh my God, X, listen. If they get on us by taking our media, he was already in the chat telling me. I should mute my microphone when I come in late. If they take our media,
I heard you when you came in. I heard you. I was like, dang, Streeter ain't mute the microphone.
What did I say?
You said something about y'all. I'm on live now, and I couldn't really hear what you said. But you said something
but this is the crazy part. When I come on all the time, it be muted already.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Today I had to mute mine as soon as I got on. I had to mute as soon as I got on.
Right. So for the people who just got in here, I know they're trying to come in here and watch the thing. I'm gonna let them watch it again. For the people who just got in here, let me see.
College football is a scoring game. We know that being more consistent.
5 years, they've
decision this year. So
I got a question. In the last 15 years, the Miami Hurricanes have been first in recruiting in the Coastal. In the last 5 years, they've put more players in the NFL than any team in the ACC. If you had to take a guess, could you tell us why that hasn't led to more success? Robert Marr.
So, say that again.
Okay, so the last 15
I gave him more
years,
time.
the
I gave him more
Hurricanes
time. I
have been
said
number
it
one
again
in the
for him
recruiting.
because he needed more time.
In the last 5 years, they've put more players in the NFL than any team in the ACC. If you had to take a guess, because I know you haven't been here over 15 years. If you had to take a guess, could you tell us why they haven't led to more success?
Has he been here 15 years, X?
Nah.
More players than any ACC team in the NFL. I mean,
the last 5 years. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer to that question that you're looking for is.
Time out. Let me pause that.
I'm sure it's
What? Time out. What do you mean by that? He don't know the answer that I'm looking for. You trying to get slick with me?
He don't know that. That's why when he put his head up, I was like, his eyes just told it all. Like he just ain't know what to say.
Well, what do you mean he don't know? What do you mean he don't know the answer that I'm looking for? I just wanted an answer. Like trying to call me a fan.
He wasn't going to say I'm a bad coach. Or we just ain't developing the talent. He wasn't going to say that. He just say, hey, I'm not responsible.
Yeah, I just caught that what he said. He don't know the answer I'm looking for. Like, shout out to Dre, man. Appreciate that. Yeah. What do you mean the answer I'm looking for? Like, I just gave you facts. You always talking about recruiting. We need to recruit better players. The answer is in recruiting. That's what he says, right?
Yeah. So basically, if you recruited the best in the Coastal for the last 6 years since you've been here, why haven't we won the Coastal but once?
Right.
But he can't. That's why I say, man, he got to go, man, because he don't understand what he be saying. Like, if you say it's in recruiting, but you recruiting best players, though, right or wrong.
Right.
And he still ain't showing up on the field. Like, so what's the problem? Like,
it's not just him. It's been 15 years. So, yeah, it's been 15 years. I don't know. That boy said he don't know the answer I'm looking for. So listen, let's see. So we have Dre Shannon said, Street and X, keep doing what y'all doing, dog. Jakari Brown, uncle, is my dog, and I spoke with him last night. They appreciate y'all content, bro. Shout out to you, Dre. Dre, listen. Tell Jakari Brown. Y'all let up. We could get Jakari on here though. We wanted to.
Yeah.
I just don't be focusing. You know what I'm saying? We can get him on here if we wanted to. That man that came through and through, man.
Hey, a king want to be a king. I'm down with that.
Martin. 7-8. Oh man, Martin. After this. So let's finish this real fast.
An answer. People can find whatever the answer they want to find. I'm sure there's a bunch of things involved in it. I think everybody knows recruiting rankings are tell part of a story. I don't know. Look, here's what I know. What I know is we're ending our third season being a head coach. I'm really excited about the first two recruiting classes we brought in this program. I'm really excited. I can't speak a lot about.
And whoop, there it is. So here we go. We got Coach Lashley on X.
He on live now?
Let's see if they let me ask a question, X. Let's go.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, I think he forced two balls. He forced one down the middle to Mike on our second and third touchdown drive in the first quarter. We ended up getting a pass interference call, but he kind of forced that one. They dropped everything. He should have dumped the ball down to Will. And then it was towards the end of the third quarter, I think it was when it rained pretty good. He on the Rambo down their side.
Can't hear the thing.
You got to turn yours off, X.
I mean,
there's a couple times I think he was trying to be aggressive and make a play. But one to Rambo, who knows if it's a dry ball, he probably thought he could get enough on it. It's just harder when it's raining. The one to Mike, he definitely should have come off of it. So there's still a couple times every game where I love his aggressiveness, but there's times where he can come down and just take something easier that they're giving him. And then, every now and then, like all quarterbacks, especially young guys, there's times his eyes could be better to look safeties off and stuff like that. But overall, I thought he came out firing, came out competing. He just gives guys chances to make plays, especially down the field.
You got a question for Lashley yet? What you want to ask?
He's playing with a lot of confidence. So I thought he did both of those things.
Say what?
What you want to ask Lashley?
Was able to really push them and finish.
What was all this Brashard Smith stuff early in the season?
I didn't see too many other hands up. Is there something for sure that you say, man, in the last 3 weeks, he's gotten so much better at this?
Yeah, I think he's gotten really good at getting enough depth in the pocket that he can get to his progressions, get the ball out, and avoid a lot of sacks. Or even sometimes when there's some pressure, slide, maneuver away from it to either get the ball out to a guy or at least throw it away and not take sacks. I just think he's done a really good job. Really got better each week, but just over the course of when he had his first start till now, not taking unnecessary sacks, getting the ball out when he can, taking the completions when he can. I mean, for us
Martin Dude, 786-405-9499. Send me a text.
The
number's scrolling at the bottom. Send me a text, Martin.
For us to do what we did the other night and not give up any sacks against a pretty solid front, I was really proud of our O-line. But I think it's a group effort. I think that's something he's done really well. Just getting the ball out of his hands.
Coach, we'll go next to David Lake from 24/7. David, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Sticking with Tyler, I guess. Hey, Coach. If you were going to highlight, he made a ton of impressive throws, right? From an arm talent perspective. I'm just curious if you would highlight which one of those throws jumps out to you most in terms of, wow, that's a big time throw he made. And also, too, just the freshman receivers are coming on strong here. Just if you could go into their improvement here at the end of the season.
I think probably the two most impressive throws he made, the one he made late to Mike was a 55-yard just rope and hit him right in stride. He actually threw it a little bit late, so when he let it go, see pretty quick we had Mike. He threw it late. I was worried he's going to be underthrown because Mike was a little ways down the field. He stuck his foot in the ground and just ripped it. And thankfully it wasn't raining at that moment as much, I don't think. And then, but probably the most impressive one with the highest level of difficulty was the one with Brashard, just because, it was from the left hash all the way to the far side of the field, the right hash. It was a field kind of houting up. They actually went cover two. The safety took Rambo. The corner sank. And really, he probably should have just dumped the ball to Thad. But Brashard's so fast. And I think it surprised the corner a little bit because he ran right in between the corner and the backer and just kept rolling. And you can see Tyler kind of pumped and then realized, no way, he's going to beat him. And just put it with a lot of air to the field, right up and over the guys. And it's one thing to have completed that ball, that's hard enough. But to hit Brashard in stride in a way that the corner, who was only trailing by a few yards, couldn't catch him, that was a pretty impressive throw. Obviously, speaking of Brashard, you saw his explosion on that play and on the one down the goal line. Some other things. So he like I said, I think he's he's got all kinds of explosion, and we're really, really excited about what he's going to become and already becoming. I thought Jacoby made a big time catch for us early on across the middle of the field. And
insane. I was thinking about that. Insane.
Just naturally that maybe most people don't see. Like he
look at the comments, X.
The corner inside.
That's AJ.
Tyler had to kind of throw the ball hard on a rope. And right before the ball gets there, Jacoby like flattens his body to the ball to kind of protect it from the defender. I mean, just little things like that it's hard to teach. You can say it, but if guys, he just naturally has those things.
It's Harley gone. Harley gone for sure.
Yeah, Harley gone. He gone.
Those guys on punt kickoff returns. And then even Melo, I know we missed him, but Melo had a great route late that could have kind of put the game totally away. But he really spun the corner around. And like I said, we think the future is really, really bright with those three guys. And I should say X. I mean, I know X isn't as young as them, but Xavier Restrepo is a guy that we think, I mean, he's been steady all year, and we're really excited about him too.
Coach, we'll go next to Susan Miller from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Mario won it last year at Oregon.
Hey there. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Two questions for you. Regarding bowl games, how important are they to you, and what do you get out of those extra practices? And a lot of guys in recent years have seemed to opt out of them. Does it make it even more crucial to have those practices? That's my first question. And the second one is, with all the uncertainty, swirling around the AD's job, the head coach's job, how concerning is that for assistant coaches? We seem to forget about them and their futures. I know it's a tough situation, and it seems to happen a lot these days in college football.
Yeah. With the bowl games, obviously the landscape of college football changing the last several years. The bowl games I'm sure everybody has a different take on it. Whether it's guys opting out or guys choosing not to play in bowl games if they maybe aren't in the playoff situation or whatever. I still think it's really valuable. First of all, you always want to win. So if you play, you play to win. But I think, bowl games were always intended to be rewards for players.
Dude gonna call in after the Zoom.
Players, rewards for fans. It was kind of detached from the season. It was like a chance to hopefully go win a game, play somebody cool that's not normally under schedule, go to a cool place, let the fans enjoy it, let the players enjoy it, coaches, families enjoy it. And, then it became like, hey, if you don't win a bowl game, you're out of here, this or that. And now you've got situations where you may have guys that are going to be first, second, third round draft.
What's the question, AJ?
And it's not in the playoff. Like, as a coach, you want everybody to play, but you get it. If that guy's got a chance, why should he play in a game that, it means something, and he probably wants to play, but like, it's not a good business decision for him, right? And so you understand that. So I don't know. To me, we've got to kind of recalibrate what we want out of bowl games, because what they can be is still a big reward for your players. And a lot of times there's some big time bowl games you're in. So that changes. But just being in a bowl game is a reward for the players, reward for everybody for, making a bowl game.
Somebody reword Kane City Cartel question. Word it a little better than that. Somebody reword that a little better than that.
But they don't right now. So if X, Y, and Z opt out, that's a great opportunity for this freshman, that sophomore, this guy to get, anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 practices and then go play a game, a real game. And so, now you may be playing the game with guys that you didn't play the whole season with. So you're going to have bowl games where teams don't look like they did during the season. Last year we had some guys that were going to be first round picks didn't play in the bowl game. I mean, how do you judge somebody on that game when they don't have their team that they had all year? At the same time, if you can go take it as an opportunity to get better, it's an opportunity to almost have like another spring practice with the scrimmage at the end of it, but just not against yourself. And so,
Postal King, I would CHGG. I would do it long term,
and that's why you go there. And it's great
long term
for those guys who you think you're going to count on in the future to get in a real competitive environment before next season. I think the second question, look, we know what we signed up for. You're playing for your job every week, pretty much. I mean, I've learned this in this business. If things are going well, you relax. They can switch in a hurry, as we see around the country.
There you go.
So that's just part of it. You gotta do the best you can to focus on what you can control each day. I think that's something that our kids have done awesome this year. Our staff, every week has been almost like our backs are against the wall this year, and for our guys to win 4 of the last 5 games and be playing really good football down the stretch, I think just kind of shows you where everybody's been able to keep their head at.
We'll see if they give us a question.
Coach, we'll go next to Chris Stock from Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, curious to your take on the running game. It's just not going with the running backs. In particular with Jalen Knighton. After that game against Florida State, what have you seen these last 2 weeks? And
what you think happened to our running game in the last 2 weeks?
Just under 4 yards to carry on the season.
You say what happened to the running game?
The last 2 weeks, yeah. What you think happened?
I think he's performed great. I'm not worried about the running game. Right now, we found our identity.
He answering it right now.
It was just 2 weeks ago he ran for 162 yards. So, we're going to do what we need to do each game. We think to score and win. But we came out the other night against a team who hadn't given up 300 yards passing all year and threw the ball pretty well. And when we needed to run the football, we did. When it was on the 1 or 2 yard line, we scored touchdowns. When it was 4th and 1, he was close. We got it. When there was 6.5 minutes to go, we ran the clock out and we never got it back. So, while yardage-wise it wasn't great, and Jalen didn't have a big game in the yardage category, we're playing to our strengths and who we are. And I think we've all figured out what that is this year and how people are playing. If someone gives us the opportunity, I'd love to say we can run the ball for a lot of yards. And I'm not acting like we have had a stellar running performance this year by any means, but I'm not concerned with those things. I'm concerned with us scoring and winning. And like I said, over the last 5 or 6 games, we've given ourselves a chance to do that more times than not. And, I think probably with Jalen too, you start to look at a guy who, he didn't play the first 4 games and he's still over 100-something carries. I mean, I'm sure it takes a toll on your body. And so that's why it was good to get that in there and do what he did the other night. And, Cody got in, didn't really get a carry, I don't think, the way it folded, but, you never know this weekend. You can only take so many hits. And so, that and, look, Jalen's first 4 or 5 games, he got everybody's attention, and so they're pretty, when they do over the scouting report, they say we got to stop this guy, and this guy. I guarantee you number 4 is one of those guys. So, people are keen on him too, but we can do a better job overall. But right now, I think we know what our strength is and we're going to play to our strength.
Coach, we've got time for a couple more. We're going to go to David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David, go ahead for Coach Lashley.
Correct. Following up on that, you mentioned Thad, and he was a guy that a lot of people have been, he's a local guy, so a lot of people have been clamoring to see him a little bit more. Just wondering what it was that finally let him get on the field there, and did he, obviously he did what you wanted in that role.
Yeah, I think he started practicing the last couple of weeks like a guy who really wanted to play.
How about that?
Did a really good job, learning the game plan each week and just getting some reps. In fairness to him, the first half of the season, when we had more depth at the running back position, he was so far down the depth chart that he probably wasn't getting those reps. And so over the last, 2, 3, 4 weeks with our situation, him and Cody have gotten a lot more opportunities, him in particular, and in practice. And, I think he's learning how to practice. A lot of times young guys, it takes some time. He's doing that. So he had a good couple of weeks, and then that situation was built.
Okay, if they get you to ask you a question, give them a 2-part question. Ask would they keep the second running back in this class?
Everybody's slipping around all over the field.
Will they recruit a second? He recruits a running back?
Downhill right at him.
He's the offensive coordinator.
And I think it was a really good fit for his skill set, too. And so, he caught the ball against Florida State.
Who's the running back we got in the class? You saying we don't have any of them now, right?
No. Okay, yeah. So you're asking, will we go after a running back in this class?
I was going to ask about Bashard. You touched on a little bit at the top there. Early on, we just kind of, he was in there, a lot of jet sweeps and stuff. You threw to him last against Florida State, and then obviously the big play this week. Just how much it seems like you've been able to kind of add things for him throughout the season, maybe add different packages. It seems like he's clearly progressed just in the amount of things you're willing to do with him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
I don't think
he's gotten better each week. So
I don't think they think about recruitment.
He's a guy you want to get the ball to, and we know the defense knows that. But maybe do it a different variety of ways.
It don't look like they
a little less predictable, or put him in. There's a couple of times lately he hasn't gotten the ball, and that's okay. I think against Florida State, we threw 2 post routes with him in there and did throw them to him. Last week he was able to take the handoff and then flip it back on the trick play. So, but yeah, his versatility is good because he's a receiver, but obviously he has running back skills. So you can line him up in the backfield, you can line him up in the slot, and put him outside. But he can run our whole base offense. So it's not like when he's in there, he's going to get the ball every time. And I think now he's at a point too at this point of the season where he understands the base offense to the point that he doesn't have to be just a specialty guy. You can do more things with him, and so I think that's what's helping too.
Coach, last question before he's going to come from Gary Furman from Chain Sport. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, Red, how you doing today?
Gary.
Mike Harley, as I'm sure you know, is 5 catches away from the career reception record at Miami. And when you look at all of the great receivers that have played in the program, it's kind of remarkable. But I know you've only worked with him for 2 years. To us, he was a kid that from the minute he stepped on campus,
I was going to ask him about Mike Harley.
You saw how he didn't take practices off, how serious he was about his game. Now that you have worked with him for 2 years, can you just talk a little bit about your Mike Harley experience? And also, will you be feeding him the ball on Saturday?
I'm really proud of Mike, to your point. Mike's really kind of, we talk a lot about how De'Aaron came in and really did a lot of things culturally and just from a leadership standpoint. Him and X and Richard, his position.
I was about to ask him to do exactly this, X. I've been asking him to talk about Mike Harley.
The number 60, 70, 75. But because Xavier's a really good player and Richard's a good player, it allows Mike to stay fresher throughout the game. He's been unselfish. He's in the 40s in touches. Still a pretty good year. But some guys could say, well, if I had all the snaps, I'd have 70, 80 catches, and he's just about winning. He's about the team. He hasn't made it about him. And to me, his impact over the last 2 years since I've been here are going to be felt far more than when he breaks that record or really even his legacy. It's what, like, Romello Brinson and Keyshawn Smith, another one he's really taken under his wing, and Xavier Restrepo and Rashard Smith and Jacoby George, what those guys are able to do because they saw how it should be done. And in a year or two, they're going to be doing that for other people. But just really his example and just how he's carried himself to me is the biggest thing. And I think that legacy will live on. Yes, I'm fully aware of how many catches he needs. And that's an important goal for our offensive unit, for Mike and for us as a unit. So we're very aware of what he and Rambo need. And, winning's the ultimate goal, but we're on it.
Thank you.
Coach Lashley, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving with your family, and good luck this week against Duke.
Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone else.
All right.
Thank you.
I knew they weren't going to let you get your question off this time, man.
Listen, man, if they bother us, y'all better raise hell. I'm talking about emails, everything.
What you say?
If they bother us, these dudes in the comment, our followers better raise hell. They better email. I give them numbers to call because we do a good job as media, fool. They ain't got no reason bothering us.
Yeah, man. I'm starting to go at these. Well, I ain't going at them, but it's crazy because the article came out from CSI today. I don't even know why people even still follow them people, but okay. The crazy thing is everybody's saying what we've been saying. Like now they starting to put out the stuff that we've been saying for months and weeks and stuff. And I'm like, it's crazy. Like,
what happened? What happened?
Basically about the remember I don't know what show that was when I was like, yeah, man, after that Michigan State game, you could basically see that it was gonna be some changes being made. Like seriously, because they didn't like the fact that the team gave up in the fourth quarter.
Uh-huh.
And then I told people after the Virginia loss, Manny Diaz fate was that was it.
You said fate was what, sealed?
Yeah, that was it. You know what I'm saying? That shit was done. So now everything coming out. You see, yesterday we go out there about the Lonzo and the Jurek. And guess what? Now today, other people posting it. Oh, we're hearing this may be.
Really?
I'm
Are
telling
you serious? Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I think this Mark dude calling Henry. So really, though, talk to us about Lonzo. Talk to him about Lonzo, Ed.
Oh yeah. Lonzo most likely is going to be the football operationals guy coming over, handling the football operations. And what it's going to be is to help the head coach take some things off of his plate. You know what I'm saying? We need that. So, man, Ray Gone, man, I gotta give a shout out to Ray Gone. Ray Gone played good, man. He has a football IQ. He's just not as athletic and talented as the other players, but he has the football IQ that you need as a linebacker.
Right. So as people reporting that Uric is the guy.
Huh? Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Really?
And that was from a dude named, hold on. And he had a show actually.
He had a show. Did he record us or did he just reported it?
I don't know if I didn't listen to it yet, but my homeboy say, man, everything they said, you been saying it. You been saying this months ago. Okay, the guy name is Mike Ryan.
Mike Ryan.
Oh, on
Mike Ryan.
the Levertard show, yeah.
Huh?
On the Levertard show, I didn't even know.
Where you got it from?
I guess from us.
He didn't quote us, right? He didn't say that.
I didn't. The show is on Spotify. I didn't listen to it yet.
Oh, okay. And so, Mark, dude, I'm trying to send you a text, and my texts aren't going through. Maybe because you in Africa. So, Mark, listen. If you watching, Mark, here's the link. Here's the link, Mark. Come on. There's the link right there. Come on. Come on the show, Mark. There's a link. We're gonna Mark in Africa, dog. He's gonna tell us why he think the Canes need quarterback why we need Testaverde to win a national championship. And then we're gonna talk about Africa a little bit.
I mean, Ken Dorsey wasn't he didn't have outstanding numbers, but we won the championship. Greatest team in history. I don't know. That argument is, if you have a good team, you have a good team. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I guess because people looking at the Joe Barrows, what's the quarterback for Alabama last year? Was it Mac Jones? They're looking at him. They're looking at, but I don't think you don't need no outstanding quarterback like that. Yeah, of course you need a quarterback to play good and stuff, but
right.
Lane Kiffin is not going to the Gators.
You're not.
I don't think it's hard for an SEC coach to leave one school and go to another in the SEC. So, man, look, listen. If you know anything about football, stop asking about is Jake Garcia going to be in the mix to start next year. Like, if you have been watching TVD, you know it's TVD job next year. Like, just get it out your head. You know what I'm saying? A miracle, some mysterious miracle got to happen.
So Mark, dude, that's the link in the comment section, man. Come on. You can come on, or call me back if you can't figure this out. So listen. So you don't think it's gonna be a quarterback competition in off season?
Well, if a new coach come in, yeah. Obviously, if a new offensive coordinator come in, yeah. But even that, like, man, you know, TVD got what, 20, almost 2,500 yards and 20 something touchdowns. It's hard to bench a quarterback like that when he ain't.
How? Make a comparison, though. How good is he playing, though? Like, what could we compare it to?
From quarterback from your standpoint, or any quarterback in college?
I think Ewan would be easier to see. Like, it's almost like he's caught us off guard, right? And it's like,
yeah, he didn't catch me off guard. Remember, I've been telling you, Jake.
You've been saying it, but you ain't go out on a limb to say he gonna throw 5 straight games, 300 yards, 5 straight games, 3 touchdowns. So, give it in the comment section. Give us something. Like, let's compare TVD performance in first 5 games.
I guess you're gonna say, like, you got to go back to the 80s if you're gonna compare him to anybody. Then
compare him to anybody. Then compare him to anybody in Okay, here go Mark Cullen. Canada. Compare him to anybody in the college football. Mark.
Okay, you say after the way TVD played, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind keeping Lashley as offensive coordinator. But you have to have, he have to be held accountable for when the offense does bad, and I don't think Manny Diaz does a good job at that at all. So,
you don't think?
Yeah, maybe TVD got some comparisons. I think he might have a stronger arm than
text me your email address, and if that doesn't work, just call me back and I'll bring you on like this.
I think he got a better arm, a stronger arm than Gino Toretto. I think
so we came up with a name.
Somebody said Gino Toretto, and I said that's a good comparison, but I just think TVD got a stronger arm. Somebody just said Phillip Rivers. Not Big Ben. He's not Big Ben. Phillip Rivers, maybe.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly. Oh man, I don't remember Jim Kelly when he was at U. I was a baby.
Are they saying who he looked like?
Jim Kelly.
Are they saying who he physically looked like, or like his impact on the game? Like, dog, he's making this thing look Marino.
Oh, he's definitely not Marino. Y'all, stop that. Compared to Matt Liner, I don't know. I never liked it, Matt Liner at USC. But
no. You say you never liked it, Matt Liner?
Nah. I ain't never liked Matt Liner. He's the best quarterback since Ja'Cory for us.
Since Ja'Cory.
Somebody said Sam Bradford. Hey, now you're talking. Kirk Cousins. Hey, okay.
You think since Sam Bradford?
Sam Bradford, maybe Kirk Cousins. Maybe Kirk Cousins. I mean, Sam Bradford a good choice too, but I don't know. We only seen TVD for 1 year, so it's kind of hard to be. You know what I'm saying? Hey, definitely not no Vince Young. Stop that.
What you say?
Somebody talk about maybe Vince Young. Wood will be our head coach and AD.
Will who be our head coach?
I don't say. They just asked the question. He has a way stronger arm than Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey was probably just smarter, but I mean that's only 1 year, like I said, so it's hard to compare so far.
Let's see.
He looked terrible in a few of them. Man, I explained that to y'all. I say, man, the first 2 games he started, Lashley did not allow him to throw the ball the way he wanted to throw the ball. It was like You got two options to throw this ball, and that's why he was looking at certain receivers. Now you see the offense is open. Go ahead and throw the ball where you want to throw it now. So. Somebody tried to tell me, it's kind of hard for a coach to hold the quarterback back from throwing the ball. I'm like, yeah, you think it is? It's easy. If you don't throw the ball, the coach wants you to throw the ball. Like, guess what? You come out the game. Like it's
kind of hard.
Yeah, I'm like, how is it hard? Like, if you throw the ball to somebody who the coach don't want you to throw the ball to, guess what? They tell you to come out the game. That's
simple, right?
Real simple. TVD played good FSU game. I don't know what y'all talking about. Like he had 4 touchdowns and over 350 some yards. Like
he started off really bad though.
Yeah, he threw that one bad interception, and then the other interception was Mike Hardy. Mike Hardy just let somebody take the ball out of his hands.
He fumbled the ball all in the first quarter. Couldn't find. He had a horrible first quarter though. Right?
Yeah.
All right, Duke. So I just sent you the Zoom. Let's see if we can bring you on Zoom, and if not, we're just gonna have to bring you on like this. He in Africa, so it's kind of hard to get him on here. He trying to connect. Shout out, man, 1999. Shout out to Derek Cornelius, man. We're gonna throw it up to 1999, Derek. We appreciate y'all, dude. Man, we appreciate y'all telling y'all appreciate us, bro. Hold on, so here go Mark again. Handle it, X. Run. Hold it down. Did you get the email?
Okay, what else? What else y'all want to know, man? What else y'all want to know? Ask me some other questions, not TVD related. Let's not forget that the O-line had a horrible first quarter. But yeah, like they was in the backfield almost every play. And he still put up big numbers in that game. Not big, but over 300 some yards, plus yards, and 4 touchdowns. He had a pretty good game, man. First time in that atmosphere. X1 what? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to pull up these questions, but it's not letting me in my computer. I don't know what's going on. Okay, here we go. You say, X, when will we get the answer on AD? It's probably going to be, if not today, it'll be sometime this week, maybe, most likely.
But what's the name? Maybe he didn't hear the name. Because we talked about ADs yesterday. We talked about Lonzo being the assistant. Right, football operations, right?
Yeah. What's his Jury? Tom Jury? I guess that's his name. The first name.
Right.
He used to be at Louisville. And of course, Alonzo Highsmith. Them are the 2 names that we're hearing most likely.
Yeah.
That's going to be put in position to get athletics and football back on the right track. Jaden Gibson, I don't know if he committed. I just know he said he's looking around.
Who, Jaden Gibson? Who did Florida State lose? That's who Florida State lost, right?
No, the Gators.
Florida. The Gators. The Gators about to lose some more. Who else?
Man, they just lost Bond and Gibson said
Bond and Gibson
is 1,000% open, but he's still committed.
But we don't listen. We still up in the air though. We moving too slow. Like the kids ain't gonna run over here if they don't know who the coach gonna be. If they leave, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, the 2 names that we all know, regardless, is Mario and Lane. If you're an offensive mind player, and Lane is in the mix, you want to be there. You want to be close because
Somebody said, did Jason Marshall transfer yet?
Singletary committed to Georgia. I mean, obviously. Somebody say Jake ain't staying 2 years without playing. Follow his track. Well, where he gonna go and start? Y'all be. Some people don't really be making. All right, I mean, whatever. Where he gonna go and start? Like,
if Mario come here, T-Rob can't stay here. Trivia question. Trivia question for the chat, right? When Mario Cristobal was here for those 2 weeks, he was here. Who was here with Margaret?
Nah, it was Al Golden.
Al Golden. He was here for 2 weeks, then he had to leave. I heard Blake James and him kind of got into it about something he did on a recruiting trail. They said Mario jacked up a coach on a recruiting trail, right? That's what the word was. That's what we heard. Who's heard this story? And do y'all know who the coach was? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. All right. So who heard this story? And do y'all know who the coach was?
Somebody just put the answer.
Desmond Solomon. Where did you get that at? Where you hear that from? And if it's me, don't give an answer. I'm trying to confirm. Where is this coming from? It was an urban liar. It was an urban liar. Somebody said it was an urban liar. Where are y'all getting this T-Rob answer from? Where is this coming from? Listen, this happened years ago, but I didn't hear the story till here recently. X, you had ever heard the story?
Man, I mean, I recently just heard the story, but I haven't got no confirmation about it. So, I mean.
Some people say it's an urban legend.
Hey. The urban legends be sometimes true, just, held without truth.
Somebody else said, any truth to the Jordan Brand thing?
Jake wants to be on that field. Insider. How you know? You talk to Jake? Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know something we don't know, obviously, I guess. But okay.
If I call somebody from Africa, let's see. Let's see if we can get. Okay, so maybe he can't connect through Zoom either.
People, I mean, okay, let me explain this. Let me explain something about sports, especially at quarterback position. Even if Jake don't start, he's one play away from getting in the game. So all this about a kid wanting to transfer because he don't start is, hey man, I don't know. Streeter, how many people in that transfer portal?
Probably 3,000 by now. It don't make sense.
So don't act like it's just you just gonna get in there and just man.
So listen, all right, X, we got Mark Dube on here from Mark.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Okay, so listen, in the comment section, y'all let me know if y'all can hear Mark clear. Mark, you're in Africa, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
What part of Africa you in, Mark?
I'm in a country called Botswana, which is in the southern part of Africa. If you look at the map of Africa, at the very bottom is a country called South Africa, and right on top of that is a country called Botswana.
Mark, man, I wish I had your voice, man. I get all the chicks if I had Mark's voice, dog.
Well, you're tall, dark, and handsome there, Mr. Peter, and you don't have to worry about that.
And I got a YouTube channel, Mark. YouTube be getting all the chicks. So listen, Mark, tell us something about Africa that's dispel any myths we have about Africa. Tell us something that we don't know.
Well, the Africa that most people in America think of has not existed for about 60 years, maybe 30. If you live in Gaborone, which is the capital of Botswana. There's not much difference between living here and it's a city of about 250,000 people. And there's not much difference than living, say, in the west part of Texas or New Mexico, Arizona, or parts of Southern California. It's just the same. The life, there's the malls, and obviously nothing as big as you have in America but basically the lifestyle is not that different. It's not.
It's not.
And,
I heard there was a lot of opportunity there.
Usually surprised.
I heard there was a lot of opportunity there. It is?
Well, yeah. In terms of business, always think of it this way. Where the United States was, say, between World War I and World War II, that's where most African countries are in terms of just general development. Everybody's moving to the cities, so all the business opportunities are coming. We've got the world's youngest population. Most people in Africa are under the age of 35. So all these businesses from America, Europe, they're thinking of coming this way. Put it this way, there was a guy from Nigeria, he said, over the next 30 years, more babies are going to be born in Nigeria than in all of Western Europe. So if you're going to build a diaper factory, where would you build it?
Right. Anyway, footballville, Caneville, anyway, man, X could get over in Africa. Like, what can we do? What can we do in Africa, dog? Like, to get some more views or something, big dog.
Well, most people don't know about football over here. So
damn it, we got to do Soccerville.
About Miami because Soccerville, yeah. So most people here watch British football, just like you do in America.
Right.
We watch Manchester United, Liverpool, and all those people. That's what we watch over here.
So listen, Mark, talk to me. Okay, so let's talk. You said you've been saying that every time we bring up Miami not winning, Manny couldn't answer it today. You saw it, Mark. But you've been saying we haven't had a top quarterback, and you think that's why we haven't won. Explain to us.
Yeah. Well, I was at an airport one time, and I met Terry Donahue. He was the former coach at UCLA. So we sat down, and we had about a 2-hour, because his flight was delayed. And we had a 2-hour conversation. And I said, well, why is this is in the 2000s when, USC went on that run straight after Miami did. Right?
Uh-huh.
So, and I said, well, what's wrong with UCLA? And, he said, listen, we recruit exactly the same skilled players in every position as USC. The difference is that they've had Matt Leinart, Mark Sanchez, and I forget the first guy. He says, for 6 years, that's the difference. And when Miami was, people are saying, okay, when Miami's good. Okay, 2001, I will give you that we had a very good college quarterback. But before that, in the 80s, when Miami was very good, those guys went to the NFL. I mean, to watch Vinny Testaverde, I was in Oklahoma that day when Miami went there in '85, and I mean, it was just frightening to watch Vinny play. Like it was like a man amongst boys. You don't pick it up on TV.
Right.
He's just big. He can't miss. It's like his brain is working fast.
Oh, I hung Mark up by mistake. Call back, Mark. Call back. I was doing too much. Mark was on the road, huh? So do y'all get what he's saying? I mean, but there's okay. So we're gonna wait till he call back. There's been a lot of pedestrian quarterbacks in college football. Okay, here you go.
Sorry, Mr. Street, we got cut off. I have no idea why.
I did that. So go ahead. So continue because you were doing a good job.
Yeah, no, look, my argument is that if you add Derek King, look at what happened when we added Derek King. He's a very good college quarterback. Suddenly, Miami is winning 8 games last year, 2 or 3 of which we lost. And this year, when Derek King was not functioning at the best, we lose to Michigan State, a team we should have beaten. And then suddenly we've got this quarterback, compare him to what we had in 2019. And that's been the difference. If you look at 2019, yes, we had Jaron Williams, but now we have in our hands, we have TVD, who's a top 20 first round pick quarterback. And your eyes are not lying to you. If you look at the game,
Just look at what he does. It's suddenly the field is open. Everybody's scared because now he just throws a bomb and it connects. You know, our receivers suddenly roll far.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that's the thing. Like, my thing is that at Miami, and I've always said this to you, and I've always said to Mr. Streeter, why don't we have quarterbacks? And you've explained that it's coaching at high school level. But if you want me to prove my point, last year IMG Academy came down with J.J. McCarthy, and he was the difference. I think that when they played Northwestern, right? Northwestern's got all these quarterbacks, but the difference between a top-level quarterback, that's what the difference is. Look at when we were the U. And I mean, okay, yes, we had 2001, but in the 80s and early 90s, you can define every year Miami was good by the quarterback. You go Testaverde, you go Walsh, you go Erickson, you go Torretta. The moment we had a bad quarterback, I think, I forgot his name, it was oh gosh, what was his name? But suddenly we were not good. Same thing happened with USC. Suddenly when they didn't have that run of 4 NFL quarterbacks, suddenly they went back to being, middle of the pack. And that's the difference. We are a lot like USC because you guys are in a sunshine state. There's very fast, very fit little young men running around that can catch the ball, that can run the ball. They just need, you were in the Army. It's like Miami is like gunpowder, and basically the QB would be the ignition.
What'd you say? So listen, so how do you explain, what year is this? 2015, Alabama wins national championship. I think their quarterback name was Blake Sims or somebody.
Yeah, but remember, like I said, I am willing to admit that you have a statistical outlier of a year, like we had in 2001, when we had a very good college quarterback, but not NFL caliber, right? You're going to have statistical outliers, but consistency. Remember, this is why we became the U. We were consistent because you go from Jim Kelly, you go to Bernie Kosar, you go to Vinny Testaverde, all 3 first-round and franchise quarterbacks. Steve Walsh was also a first-rounder, but he didn't do so well in the NFL. Erickson went, I think, 3rd round and everything. And then you can see the progression. You did not dare mess with Miami between 85 and 87. And 88, actually. I still believe the 88 squad was better than the 87 squad. We just had that kerfuffle at Notre Dame. But this is what I'm saying. For consistency, you are going to need TBD, and then straight after that, Jake Garcia, and then we're going to have to go find another stud. The most important part is that they must be the brain. They can't just have a cannon of an arm. They must also have a brain. You look at TBD, the way he can do his progression, everything. You're looking at an NFL first-round draft pick. And you do that, you pair it with South Florida talent, and it's suddenly, look at what, what's the young chap? He's 5'10", 190 pounds. He was at Miami Palmetto.
Who?
Look at that. Yeah, look at that. I mean, he just makes them all look good. He's got touch. He's got everything. Look, I have no problem with Brad Kaya. Brad Kaya was a very good quarterback. But like I said, remember, with guys like Brad Kaya, if everything else doesn't line up, they can't win. They can't win. Everything else must line up. He must have all the things. A TVD can carry a team, just like Derek King carried us last year. A great quarterback will carry a team. We won against Virginia last year. We won against, NC State. Those games we were dead and buried.
Right.
We had a very good quarterback. Take nothing away from Mr. King. He's a very good quarterback. But you see what happens when suddenly the quarterbacks from opposing teams know that there's a guy with a flick of the wrist can go 60 yards in the air. They suddenly start to make it. Look at how many pass interference calls we suddenly got this year.
Right.
Running out of power.
No, you're doing a good job. I think X. So X, listen. X, how you feel about what he's saying?
I kind of agree.
It's giving me a warning signal.
I kind of agree.
Okay, no, appreciate you coming on, bro. You gotta go.
Yeah, I'll listen to the answers.
Okay, all right. We'll go from there. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So go ahead, X.
I agree. I don't necessarily think the quarterback has to be lights out. Like I say, I think when was good, we had quarterbacks that had personality, that fit the team. Gino Torretta, Ken Dorsey, Vinny Testaverde. When we had the good quarterbacks, man, they fit the team. So I think we got that with TVD and Jake. You see, TVD came around and say, "Oh well, we're going to beat North Carolina State, man. We beat them last year." We ain't had a quarterback say stuff like that in years. So yeah, like that's the type of.
So, but you agree, like what he's saying. It's kind of so. What he's saying is kind of true, and it's kind of not true because I think it's too many examples of teams winning with pedestrian quarterbacks.
Not too many. You can't really say too many. Over the last 10 years, just go back from 2010 to now. Most of the quarterbacks that won, besides the Bama, they've been good. They've been in the Heisman talk, stuff like that. Look at both Clemson quarterbacks. Both of them was good. Look at Ohio State quarterback. He was good. Look at LSU quarterback. Look at Jameis Winston. He was good. So got quarterbacks that were good.
So I wish I could pull up all national championships. Let's just pull it up and go back because. I mean, if that's the case, you just go after quarterbacks. If it was that easy, if you want to drop bags.
You say if that's the case, you just go after quarterbacks?
Yeah, if you want to drop bags, if it was that easy, if it was that simple, you just go after quarterbacks.
Okay, well, over the last 15 years, how about quarterback recruiting being bad at UM? Or we just haven't developed them?
Okay, 2019 LSU. We know who that was. 2018 Clemson. Who was that?
The white boy. What's his name? Who played for Jacksonville?
And Alabama 2017 was Tua. And then Clemson in 2016 was
what you call it? Watson.
Watson, right? And then Alabama again. This is when it starts getting weird. Alabama again. Like we don't know who that was. That was I'm gonna tell you right now. Jake Coker, dog.
Okay, Jake Coker. Jake Coker was good in coming out of high school. He had a pretty good year at Alabama.
We're not talking about coming out of high school. Jake Coker.
No, I'm saying he had a pretty good year at Bama.
But we're not talking about Brad Collier had a good year, but he said he wasn't a college, he wasn't an NFL quarterback. We're not talking about good high school quarterbacks.
Oh, so basically you're just saying NFL caliber quarterbacks.
He's saying that's what you need to win because we've had Brad Collier. We've had Stevie Morris went to the league. We've had you get what I'm saying? We've had quarterbacks to go to the league.
Okay, so was Ken Dorsey an NFL caliber quarterback? Because he didn't.
No, he wasn't.
But he played on the greatest team ever, though, right? Yeah.
He was a great college quarterback.
Look at Jameis Winston.
Great. So let's keep going. 2013 Florida State. We know who that was. Jameis Winston. Alabama 2012. Who was that?
I don't even know. Was it? No, it was a white boy.
Right now.
Get his name. It was the white boy.
They all was white boys then. What do you mean? I'm gonna tell you right now.
He's a backup. He's a backup in the NFL for
AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron.
2011 was Alabama. Who that was? Was it AJ McCarron again?
Yeah, AJ McCarron. I think AJ McCarron won like two of them.
Let's see. (2011) was Alabama. 2010 Auburn. Who was that?
2010 Auburn. That's Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. I just don't. I think I'm finna throw this question out there.
Man, you be walking on in the Zoom. I'm live.
Who walking in the Zoom? Dog, I need to put it down where we ain't showing him. KB. Where you at, KB?
Can you hear me? I'm here. Can you
I
hear
can
me,
hear
bro?
you now. Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm.
So listen, did you listen to Dude talk? He said we need a top.
Yeah,
he said
we had
need
this
a top,
conversation a couple of weeks ago in the keep echoing, but we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago in the chat with him.
Yeah. You got to turn your Zoom down. You can't watch it and talk at the same time. That's KB.
KB.
Okay.
Kyle Branch, yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me turn this YouTube thing off right here. All right, I'm good now.
Yeah, we can hear you. You good?
All right. Yeah, I think Chris Bradford was pointing out. He named all these Bama quarterbacks that I ain't even heard from since they left Bama.
Right. So I understand what he's saying. I mean, yeah, you get a top-notch quarterback, you can't win a national championship. But what I'm saying is that it doesn't have to be that. Like Ken Dorsey wasn't a pro quarterback; he just was a hell of a college quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Right. That was my answer to him before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my answer to him before. Like Dorsey might be the least talented quarterback we had in a 20, 30 year span, to be honest with you. And Kaya was a hell of a college quarterback, and we ain't go nowhere with Kaya. And then you look at what Bama had. If you would have put Kaya over there, I mean, Bama won championships anyway. But imagine what Kaya would have did over there. Imagine what King would have did over there. If you put King on our 2017 team, we probably make it, to the championship game. So I understand his point, and I think that might be more so for the pros, but I don't agree with his point.
You don't agree with it?
No, I understand it, but I don't think it's at this level. No, because you're a step out of high school, and in high school, you don't need a great quarterback. You just need him to do what he does for your team. And in college, it's almost the same.
That's what I think. I think what we had with Ken Dorsey was the perfect quarterback for that team. I don't think. Yeah.
I think, man, if you have a good O-line, remember all them O-lines at Bama, like them quarterbacks ain't getting touched till they might get touched maybe 5 times throughout the whole season. But you got a good O-line, your quarterback gonna be good. It's simple.
That's how you see that, dog.
I mean, look at Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey ain't get touched in what, 3 years? And then the one time he do get touched a lot, Ohio State in the championship game, you see the difference. So
I was gonna say that the one time he got touched, he lost to Craig Krenzel of all people, man. I don't even know what Craig Krenzel did after that game.
Nothing. Nothing. He went back to be a rocket scientist. He was real smart. I give him that, but on the football field, he was trash.
What he say? He lost to Craig Crimson.
Yeah. So,
but like you said, Eric, he did what they needed him to do for Ohio State, and they won.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get any quarterback who could throw and who's smart, a good offensive line, they gonna pretty much be good. Brad Kite didn't have offensive line at all, and he still put up numbers, big numbers. So
Martin Dude been saying that for a while, dog. Like every time we start talking about winning losses, he said that that it's because we haven't had a great quarterback. I mean, so if we'd have got so listen to this. TVD starts this season, right? Right? We beat Michigan State?
Hell no.
So we lost to Florida State with them.
But it depends. It depends on how Lashley allows him to play. Cause remember his first two games, Lashley didn't allow him to play like he's playing that right now. So it's
okay. This is the confusing part about that. When we say Lashley allowed him to play, right? What was his first game? Virginia, right?
No, his first game was Central Connecticut.
Appalachian State.
Central Connecticut. Appalachian State was king.
House of the Blind on fucking the House of the Blind on campus.
First real game, Virginia.
First real game, Virginia. Did Lashley allow him to? He was not ready to be the guy he is today.
I mean, we don't know that. If you see the play that Lashley was calling, it was like, okay, you got these two. These you got 1A, you got 1B. Throw the ball to them.
Okay, so you're trying to tell me with Lashley helping him more, he was ineffective when Lashley let the reins off when he felt he was comfortable enough.
Yeah, now he's allowing him to even come to the line to check. He's allowing him to, 1A, 1B now open. I could go to C and D too now.
Yeah, because he didn't
on that play. Look at that play, and Lashley just explained it. That play went on with Brashad Smith. Scored the long touchdown. It wasn't supposed to go to Brashad Smith. But guess what?
But he wasn't ready. But he wasn't ready for that, X.
I mean,
he goes into Florida State. He looks like he's not ready for this game for a quarter. He's still a young quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he was ready to set fire and Lashley was holding him back like he was South Bay.
Can't say he wasn't ready for Florida State. Can't say he wasn't ready for Florida State, man. Can't say he wasn't ready for Florida State. Florida State D was in. Jermaine Johnson was in the backfield every play in the first quarter, so can't say he wasn't ready.
I don't give a damn. That motherfucker was not ready that first quarter. He looked deer in the headlights, and the team was following him. I don't give a damn. Well, shit. I mean, what you trying to say? The dude only sacked him 3 times, right?
He was in the backfield every play of the first quarter.
That's a quarter of a sack a quarter. You trying to tell me that? Nah, I don't think. I think that atmosphere kind of caught him off guard for the first quarter or so. I think that one game, Virginia, he was horrible the first half of that game. You remember that game? The defense was playing lights out.
Yeah.
So, but you know why? Let me step into that argument, and this is. I'm sorry, but let me step into the argument real quick, and this is what I say about King as well. I don't think it was a situation where TVD just wasn't ready. Lashley was just used to calling the game the way he called the game. He did the same thing with King. He would call his play calling was crap. So when you get into them games where he's playing like Virginia and he's bad in the first half, you look at the play calling that was going on. When he got down in the second half, I got no choice but to open this thing up and let it go. TVD looked good. And it was like that the whole time. He came out the very next game, did the same thing. He played his normal play calling. And then in the second half, when we got down, he had no choice. I got to let it go. So now it's like, okay, by this third game, it's like, man, maybe we should just start letting it go. But it's like, bro, you should have been thinking about that the whole time. You don't have to let him do everything. But your play calling, going left to right, that east to west bullshit, it was hurting King. It was hurting TVD. He finally got to the point where he couldn't do nothing else but let the offense open up. And I believe Likens had something to do with that, to be honest with you.
But we still go left to right. It's just TVD's willing to throw the ball downfield when he wants to.
Like he makes this. I think.
But look at the routes. You gotta look at the routes. Now you see more people. You see more people, and you correct me if I'm wrong, X. You see more people running through the middle of the field. You didn't see that in the beginning of the season. You would be like, well, damn, when the pocket break down and somebody step up, the easiest throw to make is a dump pass or to somebody in the middle. But if it ain't nobody in the middle and TVD stepping up, he finna get sacked. Now you see people in the middle. Where was this the whole season?
It wasn't no use. It wasn't no use to running nobody in the middle of the field when we had Tattoo at quarterback, dog. Like Tattoo, they couldn't see him. He couldn't see them.
Yeah, I agree. Like now you seeing deep posts.
They're playing.
Yeah, you seeing deep post routes. You're seeing a lot of routes where now some of our receivers getting separation easy. I was starting to worry like, well, why can't our receivers get separation like other receivers? But you're starting to see it now.
Right.
So maybe, it had a lot to do with the play calling.
I mean, this will all play out. Let's just remember this moment right here. It'll all play out, and we'll figure out who TVD really is. It's all gonna play out. You know what I'm saying? But right now, he's setting ACC records. He's doing stuff that, man, he doing stuff that we ain't seen people doing in a while. Now, I heard they asked him about a quarterback competition, and he said, "What quarterback competition the other day?" I think a new coach comes in, right?
Obviously, it'll be a quarterback competition, but we know
it'll be a competition, right? Huh?
I mean, but we know, like, okay,
he should have the edge. He should have the edge. Yeah, he should have the edge. But we got a good quarterback problem. But to the people that keep saying Jake Garcia wants to play and he gonna transfer, right? This is the thing. Where is he going? Jackson State? Because the quarterback competition is across college football.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It ain't just you, like it's everywhere.
It's a cutthroat position, dog. Think about what y'all saying. Everywhere you go, it's a fight. Bryce Young fought that kid last year to be a starting quarterback, and he was a true freshman, and they was in a quarterback battle. And that man had been there 8 years.
Just look at Spencer Rattler from Oklahoma. Just imagine if that name enters the portal. Like that's a quarterback that everybody gonna go after.
Right. Somebody said Florida State. Okay, so is Florida State quarterback horrible? Because he just beat us.
He's not good, but I don't think they're gonna have a quarterback battle because I think their future quarterback is coming in another year or so.
You think so?
Yeah, it's not the one AJ McDuffie. It's the one 23. I think he's a black kid. He's gonna be good. He'll be good.
I was told Jakari Brown from somebody from Georgia who's followed Jakari Brown career that he was coming to take. That he was just coming to take everybody because they were that high on him. They say he's that. They felt he's that good. You know what I'm saying? He what 6'5"?
Yeah, about 6'5", 240 maybe 30.
But the way it's looking now, it look like we have a quarterback. It's not an issue. It look like we got a good quarterback problem. That's just what it looks like. It looks like we got a good quarterback. And I think Jake Garcia loved being in Miami. We've seen him. We've talked to him, X. He looked like he loved being here.
Love Miami. He loves the coach.
Yeah. Jakari Brown looked like he loved it. It looked like he locked in. For whatever, however we got him locked in, he locked in. He Miami to the fullest. So we got a good quarterback problem. And I mean, we have to up the standard. We have to raise the bar. We have to be able to put kids like Bryce Young on the bench in order to, that's what we have to become, dog. And we can't get uncomfortable with it.
Just look at this. And you once upon a time we had James Jackson and Clinton Portis and Najee Davenport behind Edgerrin James. All NFL players, you know what I'm saying? At one time, we had Andre Johnson sit behind Santana Moss and Reggie Wayne. I mean, it's about competition, you know what I'm saying? Jake loves Miami, man. And like I say, he's one play from getting in the game. He's one play from actually getting in the game. So I definitely don't buy no transfer with him.
Right. I mean, the competition breeds. The competition is a part of becoming a better team. To be honest with you, man. The young offensive lineman from IMG, when he came on here saying that, he said, "Well, that's the reason he was going. The reason he went to Alabama is because the guy behind him can take his position, and he felt that makes him better every day." He said that's the same reason he was going to Alabama. And with that mindset, I mean that's iron sharpens iron. I mean, period. Iron sharpens iron. Somebody has to. I think a lot of our wide receiver problems in the past came from nobody being behind them to push them. I think that was part of the problem.
Yeah, you see, I think Lashley said, he say, man, you know, people, if they complain about the fact that Mike Harley might not have the amount of catches he had last season, and you saying, well, how can he when you got these young receivers saying, hey, coach, we want to play too, and when we play, we go catch the ball too. Like what you, so it's just competition. Like if everybody doing their job, guess what? You're going to have success. That's just what it's going to be. So,
right, man. So all right, man. So we've been on here for 2 hours, man. We on some Host from Holloway shit right now, man. We can't. 2 hours, man. Anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here, man? Breaking news. We asked Manny a question, and Manny kind of stumbled.
Man, did they send us the weekly schedule for this week? Yeah, no.
No schedule. They sent us the depth chart. You saw that?
Yeah. I was just saying it. Like, man, y'all keep putting out the depth chart, and then we find out one of James Williams gotta have surgery.
Time out. Jaden Gibson just said my recruitment is open.
Yeah, I just texted that to you. I said, yeah, it's open, but he's still committed. So
what?
That means if you want him, you can take him.
What are we talking about, Jaden Gibson? What are we talking about here?
If you want him, you can take him. That's what that means.
That boy
So
said
did they have anybody besides Gibson? They had anybody besides Gibson that we was looking at?
Bond, the other receiver.
Isaiah Bond.
Oh yeah.
But we can't be taking nobody. We over here. Our coach, they like he got on some skates. Got on some skates. We don't know who our coach gonna be. So they ain't running over here.
They following Mario. What you talking about?
They need to follow Mario. We're gonna get Earl Little right back in. We're gonna get Santana on here, man.
Hey, listen.
Mario, you tripping.
Hey, so listen. Just and it's just my imagination just running off top. Just imagine TVD, Jake Garcia, Brashad Smith in a Lane Kiffin offense.
Nasty.
Man.
Oh man. Somebody gonna win Heisman.
So hey, I got a question. I don't mean to hold y'all up. So I guess the competition we looking at, we hoping it's one of these two. I guess my question is this: like, do you see both of these guys as guys that hold the other position coaches accountable? Like, you know, you get a lot of defensive coordinators that don't really care about the offense. Like Manny, he be more concerned with, oh, I'm gonna win it with my defense. If we get Cristobal and we get Kiffin, all these guys concerned about their defense. Have they shown y'all that?
Well, no, Cristobal is he gonna hold everybody accountable.
Right.
Lane is the one I think I think, you know what I'm saying, of course he'll hold the defense accountable, but his offense will be so good where he don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want that, man.
Lane is just that arrogant to say, man, look, I'll go put up 50 points and I don't care what the defense do.
I can't do it.
KB, you say you ain't messing around with that, KB?
No, look, we don't have Dave Wannstedt, Manny Diaz, even the Heat, Eric Spoelstra. We get these coaches that only care about one side of the ball. I don't like that, man.
Right.
Yeah, so, but, you know what I'm saying, I think if Lane does come, I think he'll hire a defensive coordinator. And this is a name I'm going to throw out there, Will Muschamp, where he can oversee the defense without worrying about Lane. And Lane won't have to worry about the defense.
That'd be dope.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if something like that happen, man, let's ride with it. You know what I'm saying?
I think, Mario has to hire both, right? Mario got to get a defensive coordinator and an offensive coordinator, right?
Yeah.
This is what I believe. This is me and Twan was talking about the other day. I think Mario I think what you laughing at, bro?
Man, look at the question. The man just say, they say, does Mario hire Coach Hayes, or is he still mad for sleeping in the meetings?
Coach Hayes, what's up? Ask Coach Hayes if Mario hold you accountable. He said, "Hey, that you back there sleeping?" Yeah. Better get your $5 ass up before I make change. All right, sir. Bitch ass nigga. But nah, this is what we talked about, man. This is why I want Mario. This is what me and Twan been talking about. Mario 1, I think, will put a structure in place. A structure in place that will be everlasting. I think Lane Kiffin is fun and we will have fun, but I'm not sure if that's what these kids need down here, right? Long term. Short term, we're going to have fun. He's going to light the stadium up, and we may even win. I think Mario puts a system in, and I think when Mario comes back, it kind of links him back to, it ignites his superpower. Because he gets all his friends, all the former Canes, they all come back. They all got his back. You know what I'm saying? And we get that back again. We get all the free labor again, like Alabama, and all they free coaches who intern this, intern that. You got the goddamn locker room coach. You got the mock coach. You got the damn ball coach. You got the running back from the back coach. You got the running back on the flank coach. He gets all his former friends. They want to come back to help. The Brian McKinneys, the Phillip Buchanans, you know what I'm saying? The Ed Reeds. And they'll be there to assist. So I think Mario understands Miami, bro. I think what he did at FIU in the beginning, and then you put that with going to Alabama and seeing Nick, and now you see the result at Oregon. He can only come here a better coach. That's just how I see it, dog. He can only come here a better coach with his family here, ready to chill here for a while, and that's why I want Mario. Lane will be more fun. I'm sure Lane will be more fun. See him taking pictures with little chicks and whatever Lane be doing, you know. Lane, but I just think Mario more long term, more everlasting. Mario is Tesla, and I think Lane is fucking Dogecoin. That's what I think. I think Mario would be more long term benefit for the Canes, man. All right. So listen, man. Hey, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just reading the comments, man. People be saying some funny stuff.
Them comments always on fire, dog.
Hey, y'all don't understand. Lane can't really jump into another SEC head coaching job just like that because they have a clause in their contracts where it'd be kind of hard to leave another SEC school to go to another one.
Right.
It's not as easy as people think. So I don't know. But Lane, we know for a fact that Lane did reach out to Miami about what's up. We know that's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah, we've already said, yeah. I mean, we're already on the record saying it's Mario's job. Lane has said yes. Lane's FAU said he'll walk to Miami. It's Mario's job to lose. You know what I'm saying? We got some contract issue going on with Nike. They just got to fix that. Dog, when I woke up Saturday morning, I thought Mario's team, from this point forward, will have a rough time this year. And they lost. I didn't look at it that, look at Mario here, fraud. I looked at it as because we got word that in Oregon, the only thing they talk about on campus is Mario leaving. You cannot lead men when they cannot trust your word no longer. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. That's why John Gruden has to step down immediately. That's why these people got to step down immediately, because you can't lead men when they start not trusting you.
True.
Look what happened at Florida State. Look what happened at Clemson. I think a lot of that speared from what was going on in the off season a few years ago. No, I just think it's a very delicate thing when you're a leader, dog. Like you have to lead, and they have to be able to want to run through a brick wall for you. If they're thinking about anything other than, man, let's win this game,
You can get down 28 zip to Utah. That's just how I see it. All right, man. I appreciate both of y'all, bro.
Appreciate you,
Anything on recruiting next? Anything in recruiting you want to talk about? It looks like we're going straight to the portal, dog.
I mean, Manny addressed that. Well, I don't know if he addressed it. He said basically a lot of recruits came to the game, which they were. There's a lot of them at the game, but
it was.
I don't understand. They're not really saying anything yet. But like I say, man, we gonna start getting a lot more info, especially on the 28th. I think it's the 28th or 20. One of them dates where the coaches can start hitting the road. I think it's the 28th. The coaches can start hitting the roads, going to talk to the players.
Yeah.
So we'll start getting a lot more information on that about what players feel and stuff like that and So
yeah. So
we're not really worried. I'm waiting to wait for the higher news and stuff like that. So.
All right, so we're supposed to have Wesley Bissainthe on the show Wednesday coming. We'll see. We'll check in on that. And I'll say this on my way out. I don't think it takes much to win in Miami, though. I think Miami has gotten an F3F when it comes to hiring staffs and their budget. And the reason I say that is because the last 4 to 5 coaches, none of them went on to be a head coach anywhere else. Miami is a place where even in a 5 what's our record? 5-5?
6-5.
Even in a 6-5 season, we can get Shamar Stewart and Wesley Bissainthe to come to 5 home games. 3. How many have they been to? 3, 4?
Wesley probably been to 5. Shamar probably been to 4 or 5, something like that.
And that's what Miami is, bro. And that's what Miami is. So we just need a proven coach that can put a system in here, and I think we win. Listen, man, if y'all want to be a part of IOD Squad, man, the link is at the top of YouTube. All right, X, holla at me, bro. The link is at the top. The link is at the top of YouTube. I'll place it right here in the section. If y'all don't know what IOD Squad is, then you must have been under a rock. Basically, invest or die. We let you come on the platform and see what we investing in, stocks and crypto. I'll jump in there right now. Holla at some people. Stocks and crypto. And you can just look at what we do your due diligence. But if you can see what we're investing in, then you can copy. We've put wins in here, testimonials, 11,000 days, $9,000 days. Go to monetize me _ on Instagram and you can see everything. You can see all of it. It's monetize me _ on Instagram. And that's where all the ILD Squad stuff. We got to create ILD is on Instagram, man. So we'll put the wins and stuff on the ILD Squad up there. And if you're on YouTube, it's pinned right at the top. But man, listen, man, we had an awesome show today, man. Awesome show today. I definitely appreciate y'all. Didn't mean to do that to Manny, though. I didn't expect Manny to stumble and stop and what happened. I didn't expect to do that to Manny. We got 200 in here. Listen, we're gonna put it up one more time because I know a lot of people came in here because what they saw Barry Jackson said. So we'll put it up one more time. The question with Manny, if I could find it, Claude have mercy. We'll put it up one more time. Let's see.
You discussed and that you said, I think if we keep doing what we've done the last couple of years and we keep,
they've put more players in the.
we want to be a program that attacks. We want to be, it's a scoring game, and allowing less better.
And we'll wrap up with Daryl Streeter. Daryl, go ahead.
Coach, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I got a question. In the last 15 years, the Miami Hurricanes have been first in recruiting in the Coastal. In the last 5 years, they've put more players in the NFL than any team in the ACC. If you had to take a guess, could you tell us why that hasn't led to more success?
So, say that again.
Okay, so the last 15 years, the Miami Hurricanes have been number 1 in the Coastal in recruiting. In the last 5 years, they've put more players in the NFL than
any team in the ACC. If you had to take a guess, because I know you haven't been there over 15 years. If you had to take a guess, could you tell us why they haven't led to more success?
I don't know more players than any ACC team in the NFL. I mean, but
The last 5 years. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer to that question that you're looking for is.
So you don't know the answer I'm looking for. I just wanted an answer.
Find whatever the answer they want to find. I'm sure there's a bunch of things involved in it. I think everybody knows recruiting rankings are tell part of a story. I don't know. Look, here's what I know. What I know is we're ending our 3rd season being a head coach. I'm really excited about the first 2 recruiting classes we brought in this program. I'm really excited. I can't speak a lot about 15 years and all those other things that you discussed and that you said.
Insane, you crazy, though.
I think if we keep doing what we've done the last couple of years and we keep bringing in the talent we brought in the last couple of years and we keep playing, I think things are gonna get really, really good around here. So I can't carry around the burden of 15 years and 5 years and things like that. We got here, the program was where it was with the personnel that we had in it, and we try to get our people better every year. And that's us as coaches. That's us doing a better job every year. But it's not complicated. You want your program to be better, you bring in better people. And I think we're bringing in better people. I just do. So.
All right, thanks.
Great, thank you.
Hey man, listen, man. You talk about I had some nerve asking him telling him happy Thanksgiving. Dog, I wasn't trying to listen. I've been asking questions for 3 years now. Y'all sitting here with me when I ask questions. I wasn't trying to accomplish it. I wanted the answer. I wanted to see if he had an answer. I should have just kept it to the years that he was here. I should have been the last 6 years. I should have said the last 6 years. I wasn't trying to stump him. That stuff doesn't move me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't move me. But I didn't expect him to not be able to dance out of that. Like he's a coach. He do press conferences every week. I figured he would have just been able to dance out of it. But when you hear those numbers, dog, there's no answer but one answer. That's it. That's it. You can't tell me 247 Sports got recruiting wrong for 15 years. They did not. They did not get recruiting wrong for 15 years. The recruiting services, you can't really go by stars. Stars don't mean that. They did not F that up for 15 years. They didn't. The NFL, we got more players in the NFL than anybody in the ACC the last 5 years. Somebody came on here and said, no, you're not right. You're tied with Clemson. You both got 27. We got 28, they got 27. Either way, it's still crazy because we're not winning at the clip that Clemson is. I only asked him that because he always says that recruiting is the answer. Maybe when he says that, he's talking to the recruits that are coming in. Maybe it's just talk. But he always says that recruiting is the answer. And when you say recruiting is the answer, that means you're taking it off your lap and you're putting it in the kids' lap. And I don't necessarily like that. I know a lot of these kids. I know Mark Pope. I know Wiggins. I know Rashard, Romello, Leonard Taylor. I know these kids. I know the ones that y'all claim has failed. I know them. I'm not putting that on them. I'm putting that on leadership. I was once a United States Marine and we looked up to our sergeants and captains. I'm not putting that on them kids, bro. I'm putting that on leadership, and I'm a down that sword. So listen, man. D Footballville, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I appreciate y'all. We about to go get 30 minutes left in this market. We're gonna get some of this market money. Let's see where we at. That ain't it. Bam. I'm going to leave y'all with this. And it went down. And it went down. And it went down.
Damn. I need to hear that one more time. I think this commercial is awesome, dog. I think the commercial is awesome. One more time. One more time. All right. So now I want to start acting up. And now it went down.